Now, Martha Corey, there is abundant evidence in our hands to show that you have given yourself to the reading of fortunes. Do you deny it?
I am innocent to a witch. I know not what a witch is.
How do you know, then, that you are not a witch?
Well, if I were, I'd know it.
Why do you hurt these children?
I do not hurt them. I scorn it.
I have evidence for the court.
Giles,
Corey, how dare
Thomas Putnam is reaching out for land.
Remove that man, Excellency!
Lies! I have evidence. And why will you not hear my evidence? Hands off, damn you! Let me go!
Giles!
Out of my way, Herrick. I bring evidence.
You cannot go in there, Giles. It's a court. Pray, be calm a moment.
Are you, Mr. Hale? Go in there and demand I speak.
A moment, sir, a moment.
Or they'll be hanging my wife.
How dare you come roaring into this court? Are you gone daft, Corey?
You're not a Boston judge yet, Hathorne. You'll not call me daft.
Who is this man?
Giles Corey, sir, and a more contentious
I
man.
am asked the question, and I am old enough to answer it. My name is Corey, sir. Giles Corey. I have 600 acres, and timber in addition. It is my wife you be condemning
And
now.
how do you imagine to help her cause with such contemptuous riot? Now be gone. Your old age alone keeps you out of jail for this.
They be telling lies about
Do
my
you
wife,
take it
sir,
upon
and
yourself to determine what this court shall believe and what it shall set aside?
Your Excellency, we mean no disrespect.
Disrespect indeed. It is disruption, mister. This is the highest court of the supreme government of this province. Do you know it?
Your Excellency, I only said she were reading books, sir, and they come and take her out of my house.
Books? What books?
It is my third wife, sir. I never had no wife that be so taken with books, and I thought to find the cause of it, do you see? But it were no witch I blamed her for. I have broke charity with the woman. I have broke charity with her.
Excellency, he claims hard evidence in his wife's defense. I think that in all justice you
Then
must...
let him submit his evidence in proper affidavit. You certainly are aware of our procedures here, Mr. Hale. Clear this room.
Come now, Giles.
We're desperate, sir. We've come here 3 days and we cannot be heard.
Who is this man?
Francis Nurse, Excellency.
His wife's Rebecca that were condemned this morning.
Indeed. I'm amazed to find you in such uproar. I've heard only good reports of your character.
I
Mr.
think
Nurse.
they must both be arrested in contempt,
Write
sir.
out your plea.
Excellency, we have proof for your eyes. God forbid that you should close them to it. The girls, sir, the girls are frauds.
What's that?
We have proof of it, sir. They're all deceiving
This
you.
is contempt, sir, contempt.
Peace, Judge Hawthorne. Do you know who I am, Mr. Nurse?
I surely do, sir, and I think you must be a wise judge to be what you are.
And do you know that near to 400 are in jail from Marblehead to Linen upon my signature?
I do, sir.
And 72 condemned to hang by that signature?
Excellency, I never thought to say to such a weighty judgment, you are deceived.
Mary Warren, what are you about here? She would speak with the deputy governor.
Did you not tell me Mary Warren was sick of bed?
She were, Your Honor. When I go to fetch her to the court last week, she said she was sick.
She has been striving with her soul all week, Your Honor. She comes now to tell the truth of this to you.
Who is this?
John Proctor, sir. Elizabeth Proctor is my wife. Beware this man, sir. This man is mischief.
I think you must hear this girl,
Peace.
sir. She...
What would you tell us, Mary Warren?
She never saw no spirit, sir.
She never saw no spirits.
Never.
She has signed a deposition.
No, I accept no depositions. Tell me, Mr. Proctor, have you given this story out to the village?
We have not. They have come to overthrow this court, Your Honor.
I
This
pray
man
you,
is...
Mr. Paris. Do you know, Mr. Proctor, the entire contention of the state in these trials is the voice of heaven is speaking through these children?
I know that, sir.
You, Mary Warren, how came you to cry out people for sending their spirits against you?
It were pretense, sir.
I cannot hear you.
It were pretense, she says.
Ah, and the other girls, Susanna Walcott and the others, they also are pretending?
I, sir?
Indeed.
Surely Your Excellency would not think to let so vile a lie be spread in open court.
Indeed not. But it strikes hard upon me that she will dare come here with such a tale. Now, Mr. Proctor, before I decide whether I shall hear you or not, it is my duty to tell you this. We burn a hot fire here. It melts down all concealment.
I know that,
Let
sir.
me continue. I understand well a husband's tenderness may drive him to extravagance in defense of a wife. Are you sure in your conscience, mister, Your evidence is the truth.
It is, sir, and you will surely know it.
And you thought to declare this revelation in an open court before the public.
I thought I would, sir, with your permission.
Now, mister, what is your purpose in doing so?
Why, I would free my wife.
There lurks nowhere in your heart or hidden in your spirit any desire to undermine this court?
Why, no, sir.
Your Excellency?
Mr. Cheever?
I think it be my duty, sir. Now, you'll not deny it, John. When we come to take his wife, he damned this court and ripped your warrant.
Now you have it.
He did that, Mr. Hale?
Aye, he did.
It were a temper, sir. I knew not what I did.
Mr. Proctor,
Aye, sir.
have you ever seen the devil?
No, sir.
You are in all respects a gospel Christian.
I am, sir.
Such a Christian that he will not come to church but once in a month.
Not come to church?
I have no love for Mr. Paris. It is no secret, but God I surely love.
He plow on Sunday, sir.
Plow on Sunday?
I think it be evidence, John. I'm an official of the court. I cannot keep it.
I have once or twice plowed on Sunday. I have 3 children, sir, and until last year my land give little.
You'll find other Christians that do plow on Sunday, if the truth be known.
Your Honor, I cannot think you may judge the man on such evidence.
I judge nothing. I tell you straight, mister, I have seen marvels in this court. I have seen people choked before my eyes by spirits. I have seen them stuck by pins. I have seen them slashed by daggers. I have until this moment not the slightest reason to suspect the children are deceiving me. Do you understand my meaning?
Excellency, does it not strike upon you that so many of these women have lived so long with such upright reputation, and that no mark...
Do you read the gospel, Mr. Proctor?
I read the gospel.
I think not. Or surely you would know that Cain were an upright man, yet he did kill Abel.
Aye, God tells us that. But who tells us Rebecca Nurse murdered 7 babies by sending her spirit out on them? It is the children only, and this one swears she lied to you.
Judge Hawthorne.
Did you... Aye, she's the one.
Mr. Proctor, this morning your wife sent me a claim in which she states she is pregnant.
My wife pregnant?
There be no sign of it. We have examined her body.
Oh, but if she says she is pregnant, then she must be. That woman will never lie, Mr. Danforth.
She will not.
Never, sir, never.
Well, we have thought it too convenient to be credited. However, if I should tell you now that I will let her be kept another month, and if she begin to show her natural sign, you will have her living yet another year until she be delivered, what say you to it? Come, man. You say your only purpose is to save your wife. Good, then. She is saved for at least a year, and a year is long. What say you, sir? It is done now. Will you drop this charge?
I think I cannot, sir.
Then your purpose is somewhat larger?
He has come to overthrow this court, Your Honor.
These are my friends. Their wives
I
are
judge
also...
you not, sir. I'm ready to hear your evidence.
I come not to hurt the court, Your Honor.
Marshal, go into the court and bid Judge Stoughton and Judge Sewell to declare recess for an hour. Let them go to the tavern, if they will. All witnesses and prisoners will remain in the building.
Aye, sir. If I may say it, sir, I know this man all my life. It is a good man.
I'm sure of it, Marshal. Now, Mr. Proctor, what deposition do you have for us? And I beg you be clear, open as the sky, and honest.
Well, I am no lawyer, so
The pure in heart need no lawyers. Proceed as you will.
Will you read this one first, sir? It's a sort of testament. The people signing it declare their good opinion of Rebecca and my wife and Martha Corey.
Their good opinion.
These are all landholding farmers and members of the church. If you'll notice, sir, they've all known the women a long time and never saw no sign they had dealings with the devil.
How many names on the list?
91, Excellency.
All these people should be summoned for questioning.
Mr. Danforth, I gave them all my word that no harm would come to them for signing this.
This is a clear attack upon the court.
Is every defense an attack upon the court? Can no one?
All innocent and Christian people are happy for the courts in Salem. These people are gloomy for it. And surely you will want to know from each and every one of them what discontents them with you.
I think they ought to be examined, sir.
It is not necessarily an attack on a court, yet I believe...
These are all covenanted Christians,
Then I'm
sir.
sure they may have nothing to fear. Mr. Cheever, have warrants drawn out for all these. Arrest for examination. Now, Mr. Proctor, what other information do you have for us, sir? You may sit down, Mr. Nurse.
I have brought trouble to these people.
No, old man, you have not hurt these people if they are of good conscience. But you must understand this, sir. A person is either with this court or he must be counted against it. There be no road between. This is a sharp time, mister. A precise time. We no longer live in a dusky afternoon when evil mixed itself with good and befuddled the world. Now, by God's grace, the shining sun is up, and them that fear not light will surely praise it. I hope you'll be one of those. She's not hearty, I see.
No, sir, she's not. Mary, remember what the angel Raphael said to the boy Tobias. Remember it. Do that which is good, and no harm shall
wait
come
on
to
you, mister.
John, my deposition. Give him mine.
Aye. This is Mr. Corey's deposition.
Oh?
What lawyer drew this, Corey?
You know I never hired a lawyer in my life, Hathorne.
Very well phrased. My compliments, Mr. Corey. Mr. Paris, if Mr. Putnam is in the court, would you bring him here? You have no legal training, Mr. Corey?
I have the best, sir. I am 33 times in court in my life, and always plaintiff, too.
Oh, then you are much put upon.
I'm never put upon. I know my rights, sir, and I will have them. You know, your father once tried a case of mine.
Indeed.
Might be 35 years ago, I think.
Indeed.
He never spoke to you of it.
No, I don't recall it.
Well, that's strange. He gave me £9 damages. He were a fair judge, your father. You see, I had a white mare that time, and this fella come to borrow the mare. Aye, there he is.
Mr. Putnam, I have here an accusation by Mr. Corey against you. It states that you coldly prompted your daughter to cry witchery upon George Jacobs, that is now in jail.
It is a lie.
Mr. Putnam states your charge is a lie, sir. What do you say to that?
A fart on Thomas Putnam. That is what I say to that.
Yes, well, what proof do you submit for this charge, sir?
My proof is there. If Jacobs hangs for a witch, he forfeit up his property. That's law. And there is none but Putnam with the coin to buy so great a piece. This man is killing his neighbors for their land.
But proof, sir, proof.
The proof is there. I have it from an honest man who heard Putnam say it. The day his daughter cried out on Jacobs, he said she'd given him a fair gift of land.
And the name of this man?
What name?
The man that gave you this information.
Why, I cannot give you his name.
And why not?
You know well why not. He'll lay in jail if I give his name.
This is contempt of the court, Mr. Danforth.
Surely you will tell us the name.
I will not give you no name. I mentioned my wife's name once, and I'll burn in hell long enough for that. I stand mute.
In that case, I have no other choice but to arrest you for contempt of this court. Do you know that?
This is a hearing. You cannot clap me for contempt of a hearing.
Oh, it is a proper lawyer, is it? Do you wish me to declare this court in full session here? Or will you give me good reply?
I cannot give you no name, sir. I cannot.
You're a foolish old man. Mr. Cheever, begin the record. The court is now in session. Now I ask you, Mr.
Your Honor,
Corey.
he has the story in confidence, sir. He cannot break a
The
confidence.
devil lives on these confidences. Without these confidences, Your Excellency, there could be no conspiracy.
I think it must be broken, sir.
Old man, if your informant tells the truth, let him come here openly like a decent man. But if he hides in anonymity, I must know why. Now, sir, the government and the Central Church demand of you the name of him who reported Mr. Thomas Putnam a common murderer.
Excellency,
Mr. Hale.
we cannot blink it more, sir. There is a prodigious fear of this court in the country.
Then there is a prodigious guilt in this country. Are you afraid to be questioned here, Mr. Hale?
I may only fear the Lord, sir, but there is fear in the country, nevertheless.
Reproach me not with fear in the country. There is fear in the country because there is a moving plot to topple Christ in this country.
But it does not follow that everyone accused is part of it.
No uncorrupted man may fear this court, Mr. Hale. None. Now, Mr. Corey, I arrest you for contempt of this court. You will sit down and take counsel with yourself, or you will be set in jail until you decide to answer all questions.
I'll cut your throat, but no dare! I'll tell you,
Thomas, come away from the old man. Peace, Giles, peace. We'll prove ourselves now, we will.
Say nothing more, John. He's only playing you. He means to hang us all.
This is a court of law, mister. I'll have no effrontery.
Forgive him his old age, Your Honor. Peace now, Giles. We'll prove it all. We will. But you cannot weep, Mary. Remember what the angels say to the boy. Hold to it. There is your rock. This is Mary Warren's deposition. I ask you remember, sir, while you read it, that until 2 weeks ago, she were no different than the other children are today. You saw her howl, she screamed, she swore familiar spirits choked her. She even testified that Satan, in the form of women now in jail, tried to win her soul away, and then when she refused...
We know all this.
Aye, sir. She swears now she never saw Satan, nor any spirits, vague or clear, that Satan may have sent to hurt her. And she declares that her friends are lying now.
Excellency, a moment. I think this goes to the heart of the matter.
It surely does.
I cannot say he is an honest man. I know him little. But in all justice, sir, a claim so weighty cannot be argued by a farmer. In God's name, sir, stop here. Send him home and let him come again with a lawyer.
Now look here, Mr. Hale.
Excellency, I have signed 72 death warrants. I am a minister of the Lord, and I dare not take a life unless there be a proof so immaculate that no slightest qualm of conscience may doubt it.
Mr. Hale, you surely do not doubt my justice.
I have this morning signed away the soul of Rebecca Nurse. I'll not conceal it, sir. My hand shakes yet as with a wound. I pray you, sir, this argument let lawyers present to you.
Mr. Hale, forgive me. I'm 32 years at the bar, and I myself would be confounded were I called upon to defend these people. Let you consider now. I beg you all do likewise. In an ordinary crime, how does one defend the accused? One calls up witnesses to prove his innocence. But witchcraft is ipso facto. On its face, by its nature, an invisible crime, is it not? Therefore, who may possibly be witness to it? The witch and her victims, none other. Now, we cannot hope that the witch will accuse herself. Granted. Therefore, we must rely upon her victims, and they do testify. The children do testify. As for the witches, none will deny we are most eager for all their confessions. Therefore, what is left for a lawyer to bring out? I think I have made my point, have I not?
But this child claims that the girls are not truthful, and if they are not truthful...
That is precisely what I am about to consider, Mr. Hale. What more can you ask of me? Unless you doubt my probity.
I surely do not, sir. Let you consider it, then.
Then let you put your heart to rest. Her deposition, Mr. Proctor.
I should like to question her.
Mr. Paris! I bid you be silent.